to snow a bit in Franconia Notch. Hey, good old Flume Gorge. Man, I love watching the seasons change up here. Something about that gray expanse. Vanishing horizon. It's like the unknown is encroaching upon you. And in return, your awareness becomes heightened. Something like that. It's liminal. That's a good word for it. I'm on my way to Littleton to grab a couple of items. One of which is a belt. Allow my thoughts to kind of float on by. Slow things down. And get into a good mindset for tomorrow. Looks like Cannon Mountain on the left. And on the right here is Franconia Ridge. Haystack, Lincoln, and Lafayette. Liberty is a little bit south of us. Lafayette Place Campground. Nope, not paying to camp tonight. There's something kind of romantic about stopping in town to get supplies before you head off into the forest. But there's also something kind of dirty about stopping at Walmart. Guess that's what a town is. It's civilization. Not really sure what I'm expecting. You know, walk into some like 1800s style log cabin. Some guy in a bearskin cloak and a long beard selling me turpentine. Alright, looking at the map. Looking for Haystack Road near Twin Mountain off of Route 3 east. Reddit tells me I can camp there for free. Suspicious of anything that claims to be free. Up on Haystack Road, somewhere between Gorham and Littleton, New Hampshire. I'm gonna try and camp for free. But as always, we're kind of just winging this. Alright. You're seeing what I'm seeing for the first time. Restricted camping numbers site only. Alright. So welcome to Haystack Road. Gonna be a fun time getting out of here in the morning if we get heavy snowfall. Alright, let's take a peek at what we got here. Avoid back into this thing. Maybe we can pull straight out in the morning. Perfect. All right, home sweet home for the night. Let's set up camp. That's dark. Welcome to camp for the night. Out in the middle of nowhere. Peace. A little light snowfall for the night. show you my setup really quick. Alright, so before I put the window covers up, where is it? Okay. Snowshoes for tomorrow. I suppose that's my camp stove for the night. Jetboil. Sleeping setup, makeshift lantern. Not much. Yep. Yeah, it's dark in here. A little bit darker out here. Silence. I'm a guy on a bicycle. I can't stop. Alright, so I'm on a fixed gear. I'm guessing I have to avoid those guys. Yep. And my bicycle exploded. Alright. Let's play some chess. What the fuck? Well, you can't read it, but game 11 is called Ass Art. Am I winning? Can't tell. Good morning, YouTube. It is 4 a.m. We're gonna head to the Kinsman's.
At the stop sign, turn left onto US 302 West, Main Street.
Thanks, lady. I don't know how you talk to a camera at 4:30 in the morning. Got about 6 hours of sleep last night. Passed out listening to scary camping stories. Listening to sounds in the night. little animals scampering across the hood of my car. The snow falling off the branches, hitting my roof. I'm feeling good. I can't wait to get on the trail. I have actual pants on today. A rarity. Metal is extracted and solidified only after it has been exposed to fire. That's a metaphor for the mental arts. That is real alchemy. Alright, here we are at the trailhead. Testing out a new microphone. Hopefully this will dampen some of the wind. But about 8 miles ahead, starting while it's dark, ready to go. See you on the trail. Thank you for letting me into your domain. Discovered years ago that the mountains were healing. I started this practice of letting go of something, letting go of a negative thinking pattern, a destructive behavior, a toxic relationship, a habit, whatever. And when you let go of something, shed something, create a space, and your ego senses that space as a void. The void is dangerous to the ego because it is within the void that the ego dissolves. But the void is the womb. The place that if you walk into it voluntarily, confront the hidden parts of you, you emerge from that void reborn. Not as something new, but as something that's more you. That's the symbol of the phoenix. The bird that envelops itself in fire and then emerges out of the ashes as a white bird flying towards the sun. So, discovered that if I created some space and then walked in good faith into the mountains, that the mountains would fill that void with what I needed to grow. We were born into a paradigm that tells us that chasing money, status, attention, fame, those are the things to chase. But all of the philosophers warn us about that endeavor, the subjective journey of discovering the self. takes a lot of different forms. In some sense, there is no real outer form as to how that happens. But you got to confront yourself, question yourself, question your thoughts, your beliefs. What is it that you're aiming for? Because if you don't choose, life will choose for you. Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. Peaceful couple of miles. And it looks like after this little river crossing, the trail gets right to it. Gotta put on my spikes for Dylan. All right, so the mountain helps you to confront yourself in the void. Hey, squirrel. How does it do that? Hiking, walking is a binaural activity. Left, right, and so on. That stimulates back and forth the left and right hemisphere of the brain and allows them to communicate better with each other. And while you're out here in the solitude, you really got nothing else to do besides engage with your own thoughts. Look into your mind. Bald Peak, Kinsman Ridge Trail. And working with the terrain using your feet and your hands. You're learning how to navigate. And it seems to me like, per the body and mind connection, that physical navigation translates through metaphor to mental navigation. Watching out for those roots in the mind, those slippery spots. That was the Hermetic law of correspondence. As above, so below. As below, so above. That what happens on one plane also happens on the other planes. This is not a material world that you're living in. I mean, science has discovered that 99.999, I think it's 13 nines now after the decimal. Essentially 100% of an atom is nothing but empty space. Quantum physics is now making discoveries that correlate with ancient philosophies. It's something I'll get into later. So sorry, Madonna, but you are not just a material girl, and this is not just a material world. And I think if you want to truly live, it's best to recognize that. I think I'm going to take a break, get some water, maybe throw a little food in me. Haven't eaten breakfast yet. What do I got? I got trail mix, jerky, granola bars. Nothing exciting. Kind of cliche. But as always, I am very excited for dinner after the mountains. I'm gonna try not to spend $68 on dinner this time. Steak sounds good. But I gotta chill. It's only 7:30 in the morning. See you at the Alpine Zone. Great day today. Almost at the peak of North Kinsman. Feeling really good today. Body's holding up. No issues on the way up. This may actually be turning into one of my favorite hikes in the Whites so far. Approaching the final climb up to the Alpine Zone. Should be about 20 more minutes to the summit. Ooh. Little spicy there. Undercling or hand jam? Which one do we pick? Only they invented something you could put on your boots to help you get traction. Wow. Just a world of gray. Thank you. You know, the real views they come from the journey. You know, for anyone that doesn't understand why It ain't the destination, folks. It's the climb to get there. I'm gonna shut up though. All right, I'm gonna set up a blanket, pop open the picnic basket, eat my peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and take in this spectacular view.
Ground of the grid.
Oh, come on.
So,
That's awesome.
So I need the Kinsmans for November. And I thought, well, let's try it today.
This part of the trail looks a little different in the daylight. It's about noon right now. I met a guy named Tom at this lookout called Bald Peak. We stopped at in the descent. Told me about a climbing gym in Lisbon and a jazz concert tonight in Bethlehem. So possible options for this afternoon. What is that? Is this how you're supposed to YouTube? Welcome to the forest. I think somebody saw me do that. Oh, that's a thick one. Ugh. Not really positive where I'm heading next. Get back to you on that later. Yeah, I'm going through a transition right now. Switching from one job to another, but it's more like, yet again, one career path to another. So I brought up with me to New Hampshire my uncertainties, any hesitation, indecisiveness. And I offered that to the mountain. That's sort of how this works for me. Is that Echo Lake? That lake is cold as fuck even when it's not winter. Cannon Mountain ski slopes. Trying to think of how to describe the feeling of completing a mountain, getting back to your car, being back on the road. The release you get is a type of euphoria that drugs emulate, but they're a poor substitute. It's not the real thing. I feel like I keep bringing up drugs in this YouTube endeavor so far. Should mention for anyone watching, that I currently work as a substance abuse counselor. I'll make a video talking about, you know, more detail on my thoughts with mental health, or mental art, as I'd rather term it. And my thoughts on addiction. And my thoughts go away from the dependence on a chemical substance and they broaden out to encompass the entirety of this mystery. Life. That's what this is. And we've all forgotten that. We've all just accepted what society tells us life is. We've accepted what our surroundings have labeled us as. What our trauma and our experiences have labeled us as. I think that's why I love ancient philosophy so much. The mystery was alive back then. It enlivened us. Let's say the opposite of death is birth. Life has no opposite. Okay, well, before birth, there's a mystery. We don't know where we came from. After death, there's a mystery. We don't know where we're going. I believe you can make a logical argument that those two mysteries have to be the same mystery. To say that they're not is like saying there were two creators of the universe, or two Big Bangs with two totally different sets of physics. Hey, Christmas trees. Baby ones. Exit 32. Alright. I'm gonna pop off here in Lincoln, grab a bite to eat. Hey guys, pulled over off the Kank at the Rocky Branch something. Never been here. I think it's another one of those touristy, scenic areas. Anyway, thinking I'm gonna head home. You know, I was driving along the Kank and thinking about, well, trying not to think, trying just to see how I feel. And I'm feeling good. Feeling like I came up here and got what I was looking for. Had a great experience car camping last night. That's still pretty new to me. Camping on some abandoned forest road is new. Starting a hike before 5 a.m. Solo to mountain. I feel like I got a good amount of GoPro footage. This is still new to me too. Yeah, I was trying to think about what I wanted to do next, and what I want to do is enjoy the drive back, reflect on the past 24 hours, listen to some music, enjoy this feeling. You know, I kind of crack myself up because I always like shed a tear at some point when I come up here. It makes sense. You know, this is a place to process and release, you know, and discover. And kind of felt some emotion well up. I thought about, you know, where it was coming from. It was gratitude. I'm so grateful for this place. The forest, the mountains, the random people I encounter. For you. If you're watching, you know, I don't really have a wide fan base. It's strange to even use that term. You're probably one of the friends or family members that I've given this, you know, this channel link to. So if you're watching this, thank you. Really, thanks. You know, the mountains are always talking. Come up here to listen to them. Somebody once said that all of nature is singing to you, and all it wants you to do is sing back. It's telling me I got what I need. And I can make the journey home, relax, edit whatever this is. I still don't know. Maybe I'll take this with me to the rock gym. See how it works there. In that case, I'll see you then. Huge thanks to my father for showing me this place. New Hampshire. Yeah, I drive by so many places that I recall from my childhood. All over the mountains. Storyland, Santa's Village, Fun Spot, Six Gun City. There's something for everybody up here. It's all a reflection of you. What you come with, what you offer it. It'll mirror back to you. Well, I guess this is where I do my outro. See ya. You're just driving down the road and you come across a handwritten sign that says sausage on it with an arrow pointing down like a sketchy wooded dirt road. What is that? Is that real? there really a guy selling sausage down there? Roadside? This is like sticking your wiener in a mystery box that may or may not contain bees. You don't have to stick your dick in the box. Up late at about noon, just thought that I had to be in Compton soon. I gotta get drunk before the day begins, before my mother starts bitching about my friends. About to go and damn near went blind, young Nick. Also, I'm giving away a Lamborghini to my next subscriber. So, long story short, my lawyer told me that I cannot do that. So I fired him. So I sent a scathing email to corporate. And the next day I go in to the facility and the bathrooms were changed back to male and female again. Dear corporate, here's why you can't make both communal bathrooms all gender. Signed, God's battle axe and weapon of war. I pass by these